I was sipping coffee at Meadow Mart when Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, dialed 911, accusing Mr. Marcus Thompson, a black man unloading boxes at his own home, of suspicious activity. Her call was a spark, aimed at tarnishing his dignity. Karen, who'd barred Mr. Thompson's father from a ceremony, called the cops on me for fishing and sold my land while I was deployed, had no idea my security cameras caught her on Marcus's lawn. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, and a self-taught mechanical engineer. Her 911 call wasn't just baseless. It was a hate crime, and I was about to expose the truth of Marcus's ownership, turning her accusation into a viral embarrassment. I stood by Marcus's driveway, phone filming as neighbors pinged by my security app gathered and raged. This wasn't just a call. It was Karen's most despicable assault, blind to Marcus's rights. My heart thundered, but a cunning grin spread. She thought she could criminalize him? I was about to reel in her scheme with a sheriff's badge and the deed to his home. What unfolded wasn't just clearing Marcus's name. It was a masterclass in righteous justice, community strength, and comedic takedown that left Karen humiliated, her HOA crushed, and Crescent Meadows cheering. Marcus's home wasn't just property. It was her undoing, and the truth was our verdict. Karen's call was her most shameful mistake, and our response was about to expose her bigotry. Crescent Meadows was a vibrant suburb, its sunlit fields, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe a fierce stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by rules on suspicious activities and unverified residents, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and Meadow Mart on unincorporated county land as its core. Marcus Thompson's home, a modern two-story house on a quiet street, was his private property, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, homeland security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, and a self-taught mechanical engineer with a fictional ageless fire. I'd crushed Karen 79 times, buying Meadow Mart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her, airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at her gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, burying her in pennies for her fines, towing her car for blocking my driveway, reclaiming my cabin after her sale, sinking her cop's truck with Grandpa's tractor, evicting her fishing club with Marcus, arresting her for breaking into my garage, busting her 911 call on my pool, stopping her fake cop arrest, seizing her HOA with my deed clause, crushing her motorbike ban, locking her pool access, charging her for felling my tree, returning her trash with interest, nailing her for my gym's 911 call, defending Marcus's home from her 911 stunt, backing Marcus at his pool, stopping fake cops from tossing Alex, evicting her clubhouse for trespassing, jailing her for packing Liam's room, exposing an engine's sabotage, building a public library after her book ban, reclaiming my ranch with the military, breaking a shooting record, stopping her cop call on my fishing, and honoring Mr. Thompson with a general. My sheriff powers and Marcus's deed were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a cornered bully, her clipboard a broken prop. Exiled and bankrupted, she called 911 on Marcus, unaware it was discriminatory, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a dwindling HOA board, relied on fake resident rules, blind to his ownership. Marcus Thompson, early 40s, was a Navy SEAL, late co-owner, and Mr. James Thompson's son, with a calm strength and property deed. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, Mr. James Thompson, Vietnam veteran, Mia, my nurse sister, Jake, my Marine brother, Vince, Iron Riders biker leader, Ellen, my sharpshooter mom, Tom, my biologist friend, Linda, the councilwoman, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, Liam, my 8-year-old son, Grandpa Joe, our tractor-driving patriarch, and Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy. Agent Laura Chun, my FBI contact, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a bright May morning in 2026 at Marcus's driveway, where Karen's 911 call sparked outrage, and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in fury. Karen's call was a hate crime, and her ignorance of Marcus's ownership was her fatal error. This wasn't just about unloading boxes. It was Karen's assault on his rights. For me, it was a chance to clear his name, expose her bigotry, and unite Crescent Meadows. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and blaze with our spirit. Karen's 911 call was a blatant lie. Suspicious person unloading stolen goods, she told dispatch, pointing at Marcus in his own driveway. I filmed, voice steady. This is Marcus's home, Karen. Your call's a hate crime. My cameras caught her on his lawn. I radioed Harris, who growled, false reporting and bias? She's cuffed. Ellen texted Marcus's deed, saying Karen's sunk. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, targeting a black homeowner? Prison. I called Chun, who snapped, this is FBI-level civil rights violation. Neighbors swarmed, filming Karen's accusation. My forum post exploded. Karen called 911 on Marcus for unloading his stuff. I'm exposing his ownership. Hashtags, hashtag Karen versus Marcus, and hashtag Truth Wins Big trended, hitting 275 million views. Jake livestreamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and Marcus's deed. Crescent Meadows stands with Marcus, he said, hitting 280 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining, Marcus owns this house. Karen's a bigot. Karen's HOA cronies, a trio with signs, verify residence. Try to defend her, but neighbors drown them out, chanting Marcus's home. Mia shared my sheriff credentials, proving my authority. I shared my clip. Karen's 911 calls a lie. Marcus owns this house. The video hit 4.3 billion views. Mr. Thompson arrived, saying, she targeted me too. I'm testifying. His veteran gravitas rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, reviewing the call log. False report and bias, Chin said, noting Marcus's ownership. I flashed my sheriff badge, live streaming. Karen called 911 on Marcus. He owns this house. The stream hit 20.5 billion views, with news vans circling. Comments flooded. Sarah's a hero. Karen's done. Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's call is a hate crime. The crowd chanted truth. Truth, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen on Marcus's lawn, clutching a fake resident rule. Harris detained her as I held up Marcus's deed, live streaming. "This is Marcus's home, and Karen's busted." Karen rambled, "He's not verified," but Chun held up my footage and the deed. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a truth-free day at Meadowmart, with community rallies and music. Karen's lie about suspicious activity collapsed. Marcus's deed was ironclad. The stage was set, not just to clear his name, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around his rights. Her call was her end, and our truth was the victory. Marcus's driveway was a fortress of justice. Karen stood detained by his fence, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake rule. Marcus continued unloading boxes, unshaken, while neighbors rallied nearby. The live stream hit 21.5 billion views, with hashtag Karen vs. Marcus and hashtag Truth Wins Big trending globally. Neighbors packed the street, waving signs. "Marcus's home. No HOA lies." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a homeowner's rights versus HOA bigotry. The air roared, and I was ready to expose Karen's shame. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Marcus owns this house, HOA exempt. Karen's 911 call is a hate crime." He showed my footage and Marcus's deed, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers. "Sarah's sheriff, defending Marcus. Karen's a trespasser." The forum surged. "Karen's a bigot. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "Karen calls 911 on black man unloading boxes. He owns the house. Hashtag Truth Wins Big." Karen yelled, "He's not a resident." But Chin held up my footage, stating, "You committed false reporting and discrimination." Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my cameras. Civil rights groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Marcus is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, Justice for Marcus Thompson, hit 280 million signatures, with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's justice and Marcus's rights are our pride. Karen's call threatens our community." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $5 million and dissolve it. The crowd roared, chanting "Truth Free." The HOA leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded Marcus's driveway as Vince's biker crew patrolled the street. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen called 911 on Marcus for unloading his stuff. "But I'm sheriff. I own the HOA, and he owns this house." I proposed a truth-free day at Meadowmart with rallies, music, and a fundraiser for civil rights, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to host. I shared online. Karen's lie failed. Join us for Truth-Free Day. The live stream hit 22.5 billion views, with hashtag Truth-Free Day trending. Comments flooded. "Sarah's unstoppable." "Karen's humiliated." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "I'm in charge." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with false reporting, trespass, and civil rights violations," she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming as Marcus held up his deed, stating, "This is my home." The live stream hit 43 billion views, with comments like, "Bye, Karen." "Truth wins." News ran headlines. Navy SEALs ownership humiliates HOA after 911 call. Lily organized kids to paint truth-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our rights. Harris secured the driveway, and neighbors cheered as Marcus unloaded another box. Chun verified the deed, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Truth plaque for Marcus. The stage was set for a victory that would clear his name, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but the truth would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial. Marcus's home standing proud. The livestream hit 44 billion views, with hashtag Karen vs. Marcus and hashtag Truth Wins Big trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving truth-free signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my sheriff uniform, My roles as sheriff, HOA owner, and Marcus's ally now a verdict. Our evidence, our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Torres, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you're charged with false reporting, trespass, and civil rights violations, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen's 911 call. The plaintiff owns the home, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our hero. Chen testified, voice sharp. Karen's call violated federal civil rights laws, targeting a black homeowner. She showed the fake rule, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $5 million HOA fine and dissolution. The crowd chanted truth. Truth, as kids waved painted deeds, symbols of our win. Tom showed Marcus's deed and my security logs, proving his ownership. Sarah's truth crushed her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Truth plaque sketch, county-backed, for Marcus. This home's his and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a shield under a federal seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Torres reviewed the evidence, footage, deed, rule, calling it irrefutable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed he wasn't verified. But Rachel played her 911 call, exposing her lies. Torres ruled, guilty on all counts. 15 years for Miller, $6.3 million in damages to Sarah and Thompson, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, humiliated. My digital dossier, footage, deed, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. Navy SEALs ownership embarrasses HOA after 911 call. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Truth-Free Day plans took shape. I gave the mic to Marcus, who grinned. This is my home, he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding his driveway, in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our community could outshine hate. As Marcus stood tall, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like, Navy SEALs ownership humiliates HOA after 911 call, and Sarah's truth triumphs. The livestream hit 47 billion views, with hashtag #TruthWinsBig trending for weeks. Fan art of the truth plaque as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and civil rights groups invited Marcus to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying, this is about our community. Truth-Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, rallying, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Truth plaque for Marcus. Meadowmark catered, and Tom led Eco Talks, tying the event to My Lakes Unity. The event raised $24.5 million for civil rights, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Marcus shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $5 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning discriminatory 911 calls. Karen got 15 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't Call Like Karen became a local joke painted on mailboxes. Marcus's home became a community hub, with visitors snapping truth selfies. Meadow Mart and My Plaza event soared, the cafe hosting truth nights with music and rights talks. Tourists flocked to Marcus's home, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini shields, seal patches, saying our fight inspired them. Tom's data showed the lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deed, verdicts was studied for civil rights laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for Marcus's yard. The forum planned a truth fest with rallies, music, and SWAT demos, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's lie into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to assist Marcus's community projects, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Truth Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Marcus, Alex, and Crescent Meadows, where truth defeats tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and Marcus's home glowed. Karen's call had been a spark, but we built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my lake, and our suburb were our stronghold, proof no bully could tarnish our rights. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, united, and unstoppable.